Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. All my life, I've loved to read. My father taught me to read even before I started attending school, and I've been reading ever since. Sometimes I hear about Christians who only want to read Christian books, but I believe that if we want to reach this world, we need to soak ourselves in knowledge. We need to soak ourselves in Christian books, in history books, in biographies, in science books. We need to learn about the world that God has created and all the wonderful people that He's placed within it. So one of the books I've been reading just this week is the biography of the newsreader Trevor McDonald. It's called An Improbable Life. And as I was reading the book last night, I came across this phrase where he talked about his mother and how his mother, when he was a child, his mother back in Trinidad would teach him that he should always show concern and love and hospitality to strangers. He said, "I still smile at her injunction that we should be especially generous to strangers to make sure that we never missed quotation marks, the glorious chance of entertaining angels. In my later life, I tracked down the origins of most of her sayings. I've never pinned down that one. It has, it seems to me, a distinctly biblical ring. My mother exuded an abundance of Christian grace." Well, I have to say, if Trevor McDonald wanted to find the origin of that phrase, he should have asked a pastor, because I think any pastor would have been able to tell him that what his mother's phrase was actually a reference to Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 2, which says, "Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares." And we know of at least 4 people in the Bible, 4 instances where people entertained angels without knowing that that's what they were doing. There was Abraham in Genesis chapter 18. There was Lot in Genesis chapter 19. There was Gideon in Judges chapter 6. And there was Samson's parents in Judges chapter 13. On each occasion, they only discovered afterwards, after a while, that in fact the men that they thought they were entertaining and looking after and showing hospitality to were in fact angels. But what a beautiful thought. What a beautiful thought that actually there may be many others who entertained angels over the years and never knew that they did it. Never realized. There was no moment of realization, at least not in this life, that they had the privilege of entertaining angels unawares. And I believe that we need to follow the example of Trevor McDonald's mum. We need to be aware that as we show hospitality and love to the stranger, to the alien, to the immigrant, to the homeless person, to the person in need, to the person who's lonely and has nobody else to talk to, when we entertain them, it may well be that we entertain angels unawares. It may well be that we do something incredible in the economy and the plan of God without even knowing that we're doing it. The Bible also tells us in the Old Testament that he who gives to the poor lends to God. And I pray that today for each one of us, that God will release us in the spirit of mercy to be a blessing to others. And maybe, just maybe, we will entertain angels unawares, or to gloriously entertain angels, as Trevor McDonald's mum paraphrased Hebrews 13 and 2. God bless you today. Please join us again next time for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.